I've just bought this high mileage Hero 3-litre twin turbo 535D Touring. It's got engine, suspension, brake problems. Loads of fault codes. Needs a full service, all fluids changed. Bonnet not shutting right and just needing a general good clean. Or so I hoped.
You're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you.
Got my helper to give it a good wash, and what a difference that made straight away. Always modify before you fix. Skimmed the brake disc so I can do that for free, and it was warped. Perfect now. Even put some M Sport stickers on the brakes, because faster. Headlights polished up quite nice. Splitter fed and then onto the servicing and fixing. Safe to say the filter hasn't been changed in a while. 2014. 12 years ago. Nice new one. 2026. Cabin filter's pretty old as well. Looking. Genuine BMW though. 2017. 9-year-old. Yeah. Engine oil and filter look to be in good condition though. Main thing. If you've not got one of these funnels that fits in to your filler hole, very handy things to have. No mess. Underneath for the gearbox service, take off the sump pan with the filter built in. Oil didn't actually seem too bad. Nice and clear. No bad smells. Turns out it's the original filter and oil that's in the car from January 2008. Done 200,000 miles. Magnets doing their job, picking up the metal paste shavings. Plenty of that on them, but they've done what they're supposed to do. Had to chisel off the fill plug because it was really stuck in. Good job, I bought a Febby service kit. Comes with all new bolts, including a new fill plug. If you want a discount code on any Febby parts, watch someone that's got more than 50 subscribers. This electrical plug was an absolute pain to get out. Something I wish I never bothered trying to change. Ended up having to drop the whole engine gearbox mount cradle to get it free, to get it out, but I got it out. New sump back on filter and fill it up with a syringe. You gotta fill it up till it's at the hole and then heat the engine up and gearbox up to 30 degrees and then fill it by the time you get to 50. With your diff, just siphoned out the old oil, filled up with some new stuff. Again, probably original oil. It didn't smell so nice. New rear airbags. Was thinking about putting in springs, but wouldn't use it for towing, so try to keep them on. Never changed air suspension or done anything with them before, so I just undone the airlines. Was surprised how easy it was to change these. Let all the air out, squeeze and pull out the bags, undo the pipe at the end, and out it comes. New one ready. Back in. And let the car down on its wheels. take a photo of it really low because it looks cool. Start the engine and watch it rise to its correct ride height. Onto the engine bay to fit new glow plugs. I was dreading doing this after hearing about them when snapping, coming out and everything, but they actually came out really easily, no problem at all. New ones went in, simple. I was quite surprised to see it still had the swirl flaps installed and kind of working. They move, but they've got bits missing and they look in very poor state, as you would expect, doing 200,000 miles. And they're not a very good design anyway. So I'm removing them all to fit blanking plates. Better off just not at all. Same with the EGR, taking that off. Give it a good clean out. Lots of carbon build-up in there. All cleaned out, then power washed it off. Fit the blanking plugs and the EGR delete. All new seals, looking much better. Then to remove the EGR cooler, blank it off at the turbo, and blank off the water pipes. It was quite fiddly to blank off the exhaust port on the turbo, but managed it straightforward enough. The glow plug module was really difficult to get out, as you can see by the state of my thumb. Very, very deep underneath all the pipes. I noticed that anti-shudder valve was quite stiff and the spring had also broken, so it wasn't even returning to its off position. I compared it with the one on my other car, and yeah, it's a lot freer, easier to move, so another job to do. The air temperature sensor wasn't working, and it was very clear why. The cable's been ripped. After sorting all the engine stuff, I let it down, turned the steering full lock side to side, and both front springs snapped. In the exact same place. So, more new parts. Looking better now. On to the last job, sorting out the rusty arches and boot lid. Yuck. Try to keep it as cheap as possible, all this repair, so I've just tackled it myself for now. Paid it with some POR 15, sanded it down, and then just sprayed it with a rattle can. And I have polished it in a bit more since this video, and it looks okay for now. I'll maybe try to go back to it another day and get it looking even better. But yeah, the boot lid handle had totally rusted right through, so at least I've got that operational and not looking so bad now. I mean, if you squint, it's mint, or if you stand back, it's fine. It'll do for now. On to fitting the tow bar, because I need a tow bar. Dog helping me where she can by giving me a frisbee every 5 seconds. Had to cut quite a chunk out of the bottom of the diffuser for the tow bar and the electrics, but is a detachable one and the electrics fold up. Quite neat when it's not fitted. First test run didn't go well. The small turbo wasn't working at all, no boost, low revs. Turned out there was a very loose vacuum pipe. Hardly touched it and it just came off. It's all cracked and frayed. So replace that, easy fix. Turned out it wasn't that. There was another vacuum pipe further back that had totally come off. And had to take off all the engine coverings again to get to it. but that actually did fix the problem this time, so I replaced as many as I could. Runs well now. Not bad for an old bus. MOT passed, no problem. I don't even think there was any advisories. Hopefully get some good reliable miles out of the car now. Everything nice and looking good. Even the cream interior and walnut dash starting to grow on me. Don't know if I'm getting old, but quite like it.
Standard BMW driver look. Dumb under the bonnet because it's fucking broke down.
Turns out the injectors overpressuring the fuel return lines and it split them. After trying to bodge this together to get home, the T-piece snapped off as well. Ran a leak back test to see which ones was the problem. It was clear to see, but I did get in trouble from the Facebook police for doing this on Pezio injectors. As you can see, 2 and 3 returned way too much fuel, and 5 didn't return any at all. On to removing the injectors. The first few came out easy enough. Could get my sliding hammer in. I've bought 3 verified working ones, but I'm going to try and strip and clean these 3 to see if I can get them working whilst I wait for the new ones to be delivered. I couldn't get my sliding hammer to fit in the last one because of the bonnet, so I tried the sling method to save taking the bonnet off, but they wouldn't budge at all. So I made a new adapter piece at work so I can fit a shorter sliding hammer shaft in, and this worked to great success. It pops straight out easily. Injector number 5 that wasn't returning any fuel was covered in what they call black death. The seal at the bottom had been wetted past. Same situation with the holes. You can see they're all clean apart from number 5 there, absolutely choked, and 6 good. So yeah, I need to sort that out. Bodged together a tool to put on my drill to try and get the worst of it out. Looking much better now, but the seat has some damage to it. Hard to see, but it is not a good seat at all. So I bought a injector seat hand reamer to recut the seat to get a nice flat bottom to the hole. I don't know if the copper washer was just a cheap eBay job, or I don't know if they just reused the old washer from the last injector. Injector 5 was a replacement injector. Holes all looking nice and shiny now. New seat's got. Stripping down the injector is easy enough once you get the initial crack. They're quite tight. Then it's just a case of taking out all the little pieces and laying them down nice and neat in order so you know how they go back together. Take lots of photos as I did. And watch out because there's some very small pieces, as you'll see here. A little tiny little wee valve and spring. Very easily lost. Drop all the pieces into the ultrasonic cleaner and just let it do its work. Clean all the carbon build off of them. Need to reassemble it with gloves and try not to handle it as much as possible or get any contaminants on it. Ideally these should be built in a temperature and dust controlled lab, not just in some garage. They make a horrible noise, these ultrasonic cleaners, the way they shake so fast. But they work very effective, as you can see here. Everything comes out almost like new. That's fully assembled again, ready to go back in. Actually worked really well. I'll be changing them out to compare to the 3 second-hand used ones that I've bought, but I'm confident they'll last and work fine. So after a few weeks with the car, we've come across some problems. I still think it was a bargain buy for what I paid, but we'll just have to see how much more problems I come across. Leave a comment with what you think I paid for the car and what you think it's worth now. I'll do a breakdown of what it all cost. So one thing that annoys me is when you put it into manual and you pull this, it changes up a gear. Pull it, changes up, fine. But this one also, it's for up, down, down, up, up, down, down. I want this to be up, and I want this to be down, and I want that to be down. As you can see from the photo, I've spent £1,451. Probably a few things I've missed off, but round about that. Which is actually £151 more than I paid for the car. So I paid £1,300 for the car with a lot of problems and not a lot of MOT. So that brings the total all in to around about £2,750 plus a lot of my time. But I think the finished value now would be around about 4.5, maybe even 5 on a really good day. So still a lot of profit in this one. But we'll have to see how, if there's any more expensive problems comes up, but hope for the best and hopefully get some happy motoring. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Just a trial video. I want to start making some car videos, so I just thought I'd start with this scene. Just for a bit of practice video editing, if anything, and just to see how I get on. But I'm planning on doing some more interesting car videos with, like say, these cars. I'll see you my Escort, and I've got another Escort RS Turbo with an unusual engine that I'm hoping to do some videos on. But if you like and subscribe, I'll hopefully get something a bit better out at some point. Thanks, bye.